Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a good day today. Look, y'all, I saw this story right here and knew that I wanted to make a video to add my 2 cents and what I think about it. But why did Michael Jackson's people sell this man's catalog to Sony? Like, why would they do that? Like, the relationship that Michael Jackson had with Sony and Tommy Mottola when he passed was not a good one. So I don't understand why the family, or I should say, why the estate decided to sell this man's catalog to people he despised. So anyway, y'all, so this is the article that I found on Rolling Stone. It says Michael Jackson catalog state sold to Sony, valued at a whopping $1.2 billion. Sony agreed to acquire half of the artist's publishing and recorded masters catalog. In what is likely the largest transaction for a solo musician's body of work, Sony completed an agreement to acquire half of Michael Jackson's publishing and recorded masters. The deal values the assets at above $1.2 billion, sources told Billboard. The outlet also estimated that Sony will pay at least $600 million for its stake. An attorney for Jackson's estate declined to comment to Rolling Stone. Hold on, y'all. Let me get off of that for a second. You declined to comment. Dude, somebody let us know why y'all sold this man stuff to people that he hated pretty much. Like, he really despised these people, and it was no secret how he felt about them. And you declined to comment? Like, somebody let us know something. But anywho, y'all, so back to the story. So last February, Variety reported that Jackson's estate was in negotiations seeking $800 million to $900 million for half of its assets in the singer's music catalog. At the time, Billboard assessed that the estate earned about $75 million annually, with assets including the ownership of master recording publishing for Jackson's share of his songs, the singer's MyJack, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but MyJack publishing catalog, and royalties from theatrical shows based on his iconic music. In 2016, 21 years after Jackson and Sony formed Sony ATV Music Publishing, Sony bought out half of its company in a deal netting the Jackson estate $750 million. Jackson first acquired ATV Music Publishing, which owned the publishing rights to the majority of the Beatles' music, in 1985 for $41.5 million. The singer merged his stake in ATV with Sony Music to form Sony ATV 11 years later. Y'all, that's crazy. Is that the end? Okay. Although Jackson's legacy phase. Oh, nah. Yeah, are you serious? Hold on, y'all, because now are they serious? Did they really need to? I'll leave this right here so y'all can see this real quick. Was this really necessary? Is this the end of the article? Oh, wow. Was that really necessary for them to put this in here? We're not talking about this. We're talking about his catalog being sold back to a company that he despised, a record label that he despised. He did not like these people. That's what we're talking about. How did this end up in the article? Wow, that's crazy. But anyway, y'all, let me get up off of that because that's not what I'm here for. I'm here trying to, like I said, not trying to find out, but needing to put my 2 cents in as to how I feel about this situation, and not just me alone. There's a lot of Michael Jackson fans that has the same feeling about this situation right here, because we're wondering, why would y'all do that? Why would y'all sell this man's stuff back to Sony? Why would y'all do that? And y'all, I have to. There's a couple of videos actually that I have that I want to play. I want to play this video of Michael Jackson. It was a video that he made not long before he passed, which is one of the reasons when he passed why people, a lot of people just kind of like didn't believe the drug overdose story. You know what I'm saying? So I want to play that video for y'all, and I'm gonna play that video right now before I go any further with this. So let me play that for y'all, and I will be back with the rest of my commentary.
Sony, being being the artist that I am at Sony, I've generated several $1 billion for Sony, several billion, and they really thought that my mind is always on music and dancing and it usually is, but they never thought that this performer myself would outthink them.
Yeah!
Um, so, we can't let them get away with what they're trying to do because now I'm a free agent.
Yeah.
I'm I just owe Sony one more album. It's just a box set, really. It's with 2 new songs, which I've written ages ago. Because every album that I record, I write, like, literally, I'm telling you the truth, I write at least 120 songs every album I do. So I can do the box set and just give them any 2 songs. So I'm leaving Sony a free agent. Owning half of Sony. So I own half of Sony's publishing and I'm leaving them, and they're very angry at me because of it, but I just did good business, you know.
Okay, so did y'all hear what he said? Does this sound like a person who has a good relationship with some, if anybody had any type of doubt or any type of questions in their mind about how Michael Jackson felt about Sony, this video right here will wipe all of that out. Because he made it evident. He made it evident that that's who he was talking about. He made it evident that he did not have a good relationship with these people. I mean, the way that the feeling that he had about them people, y'all, that's why a lot of us, when we saw this article or saw online about his estate selling his stuff to Sony, a lot of people just had the same question, like, why would they do that? Why would they do that? And then especially, you know what I'm saying, y'all, like when Michael Jackson passed, a lot of us, you know what I'm saying, after we got over the shock of his passing, once we heard about the cause of, the reason why, and they said that it was drugs. I think for a lot of us, I think for myself, before hearing about the reason why, it was just, you know what I'm saying? It was like whatever they said, I automatic wasn't gonna believe because I was already thinking something else. And a lot of people were thinking the exact same thing, especially after the man and spoke out against these people. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, if y'all have been on this earth long enough to see a lot of things going on and to have seen a lot of things that happen. I've never been a part of the industry, but I've always heard, just like all of us, just like everybody, we hear stories, and it's up to you whether you want to believe that story or not, or if that's how something really happened or whatever the case may be, because it's always a drug overdose, or it's always this, or it's all, something like a heart attack or something like that, when in the end, come to find out that these people were unalive. You know what I'm saying? Like, not by choice and not by accident. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I felt about with Michael Jackson. But like I said, y'all, at the end of the day, we don't know anything about these people. We don't know them personally. We don't know anybody that knows them personally, and even if we know any people that might know this person personally, it doesn't mean that they know them to know all of their business like that. So at the end of the day, y'all, we know nothing about these people, but it was and still very hard for me to believe that Michael Jackson died of an accidental drug overdose. I just want, now, even if he was on drugs, even if he was on drugs, I still can't go with the accidental overdose story. I just can't. And then the doctor, I can't even think of his name, but he was just a scapegoat. I just don't believe that. And then knowing how he felt about Sony and how he talked about Sony and Tommy Mottola, and then the accidental drug overdose, like, none of that really sat right with me. So this thing about these people selling this man's stuff back to Sony, I'm just not getting it. And I would really like to, just like I say, the family, the estate, the attorneys, none of them owe us anything. They owe us absolutely no explanation whatsoever. But I feel that, can y'all at least explain a little bit to this man's fans why y'all sold his stuff to a company that he despised? Now, unless before he passed, he got right with Sony and Tommy Mottola and everything was cool and all of that, but I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I just I don't know, and I don't believe that he was in a good relationship with them when he passed. So, but I would really like to, just really like to know, like, what was the decision to, what was the decision to do this, because I don't know, y'all. I mean, just like with the family, because even Latoya believed that her brother was murdered. She never said who she thought may have murdered him, but she believed the same thing that a lot of us were believing, that her brother was murdered. And I have a video that she did with, I believe, Barbara Walters, that I want to show y'all. And yeah, let me show y'all that video real quick, y'all, and I'll come back with the rest of my commentary.
Knew something terrible would happen at the end, not to mention the fact that Michael constantly told me, Latoya, if I die, they're going to murder me, they're going to kill me. He would tell me that, Barbara, and that's when Michael passed. When I found out he had actually passed, I said, no, it wasn't an accident. He was murdered.
Your brother was murdered.
I always believed that from day one. I said, I'm not going to accept anything else, Barbara. They could have told me a heart attack. They could have told me he had fallen off a ladder, and I would have said, no, it's not a heart attack. He was murdered.
Did y'all hear her? And she was very adamant about that. And I know that she has done, I don't know if she may have changed her mind on that in the past few years or whatever, but she was very adamant about her brother being murdered. So I wonder, and like I said, she didn't say who she thought murdered her brother, but knowing the relationship that he had with Sony, like, a whole lot of us were just pretty much reading between the lines anyway. because we all knew the type of relationship that he had with Sony, and we all know how these people operate. Now, I'm saying that we all know, like, I've ever been a part of the industry. I've never been a part of the industry. So, and again, you can't believe everything that you hear and everything that you read. But y'all, it really is some evil stuff going on in that industry, y'all. And a whole lot of that stuff that I hear or that I read, I find some belief in it. And I'm not just one to just pick up, to see something or to hear something and then I take off and run with it. I don't do that. If I find, if I find any type of interest or anything in it, then I'm going to do my own research on it. And with a whole lot of situations, I fell down into a rabbit hole that I kind of wish that I wouldn't have fell down into, because now the stuff that I seen falling down in that rabbit hole is the stuff that's in my head, and I don't trust anything that any of these people, none of them, I don't care any of them in that industry, because they all it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Like I said, I've never been part of the industry, but I've been around for a long time, and a lot of stuff that I hear that just doesn't make any type of sense whatsoever. I have to do my own research on it, and like I said, I don't believe everything I hear and everything I see. I have to find something in it for myself and decide if I want to believe that or not. And I've come across a lot of things that, after doing my own research, it's kind of like, nah, I don't know, I don't believe that. But then a whole lot of things that I have researched and believed. And this Michael Jackson incident with Sony and, all of that, that's one of the things that I choose to believe. And I'm not the only one that, I'm not the only one who believes that. I'm really not the only one who believes that, y'all. And if you've been around long enough, then you've seen a lot of, or know of a lot of very popular celebrity deaths that occur, and all of a sudden, like, say for instance, somebody might not have listened to, we're going to use Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston. We're going to use both of them as examples for this situation right here, because the same thing happened with Whitney Houston. In the end, people weren't messing with Whitney Houston. The media was all over her. The fans, people were not messing with Whitney Houston. She was not selling music like that. People weren't spending money to go see her on tour, because, they just talked about how bad she was on tour, and, how bad her voice was, and just talked down, just like Whitney Houston was a nothing. Like Whitney Houston was a nobody. And they kind of did Michael Jackson like that too in his end. So nobody was really purchasing their music like that. And then all of a sudden, as soon as they passed, now all of a sudden, everybody, y'all remember all this talking about how this down talk about Whitney Houston y'all did? And what y'all just said about Michael Jackson, do y'all not remember all that? And now it's all of a sudden, now everybody want to listen to Whitney Houston. Everybody want to listen to Michael Jackson. Or everybody want to listen to this person that just passed that you ain't listened to or cared nothing about in 10 years. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of crazy, but that really is the truth. Artists are worth more dead than they are alive. So, it's just crazy. And like I said, y'all, it's just even more crazier with all of that being said. With all of that being said, it's even more crazier that his estate would sell his catalog to the people he despised before he died, y'all. And y'all saw that video I just played. It was no doubt in anybody's mind how he felt about these people. So y'all, that's just, like I said, I just, when I saw it, I kind of had to pick my mouth up off the floor, because, it was just like, why would they do that? Why would they do that? So I don't know. Like I said, they don't owe us anything. They owe us no type of explanation whatsoever. But it would be nice to know why they decided to sell his catalog to Sony, knowing how he felt about them. It would be nice to know that, because a lot of us are thinking, and I think that's why this is being talked about a whole lot, because it's more of a shocker than anything else, because people are shocked to see that Michael Jackson's catalog was sold to Sony. A lot of people are really shocked to see that. So I'm gonna end this story, y'all, and y'all get in the comment section and let me know what y'all think about this. Do y'all think that he passed of an accident? Well, let me say it like this: do y'all think that his passing was accidental? And do y'all think that it was, that it was right for his estate to sell his catalog to Sony, knowing how he despised them? So y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. And I am out of here, guys. Again, thank y'all for coming to my channel and watching my video.